Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, Bow and Arrow Tarot. Today we are going to get right into the weekly reading for the sign of Scorpio. Alright Scorpios, you know I get down with you, so let's get right into your romance angel messages. And before I start guys, because I have you right away at the beginning of the video, most of you at least, I want to let you know that the Spirit Animal deck is my first Christmas gift I'm giving away. I have, this is my first year on YouTube. This is not, however, my first year reading. I have been reading since I was young, very, very young, over 25 years. Reading tarot is something that was passed down to me from my mother. It's passed down to her from her mother. So it's a tradition. However, being on YouTube is new for me. And as a gift to all of you, I've decided to give away this beautiful deck. I hope to give away many, many more. But in order to be in the running for this deck, all you have to do is be a subscriber and leave me a comment just to let me know that you're interested. Only because I don't want to give the deck away to anyone who's not going to be actually working with it or who actually wants to work with tarot cards or oracle cards themselves. The unboxing video is linked at the top of the description. So that is my first gift, my first year. So it's kind of like a little celebration for me for my first Christmas on YouTube and celebration for you guys. And of course, as I said, you know, as my channel grows, I would like to do many, many more unboxings of cards and oracle decks and give many more out to you because it's always good to have a deck given to you. In this day and age, you know, it's not entirely necessarily, but it is nice to have your first deck given to you or to have at least a deck that is given to you. It just adds a little bit of, little extra spice to the magic of the deck and the energy. So in any case, let's go ahead, Scorpio, and get right into your animal spirits. All right, guys. First out, we have forgiving and learning. All right, so as you choose to release and heal the past, you experience more love in your present moments. Say, love yourself first. I was going to say, yeah, that is really, forgiving and learning is a card that's been coming up quite a lot for you, Scorpio, and I think this is just a period for you where you're going to be doing a lot of that, getting to know each other. A lot of healing going on this period for a lot of Scorpios. The last few readings, honestly, you guys have really been, I want to say that I'm going to go out on a limb and say that a lot of the Scorpios that are in my collective, or in any case, the readings that I'm doing, Scorpios that will resonate with my readings are certainly Scorpios who are going through kind of a development period right now. They're going through a real sort of evolution of themselves. A lot of them are becoming better Scorpios, and they're certainly resonating up to their other incarnations. So Scorpio is a very fascinating sign. I'm fascinated by Scorpios. I've dated quite a few of them. I tend to attract them a lot. I'm a Sagittarius myself, but I do have Mars in Pisces, and I do resonate with Taurus energy, and I think that that is something that a lot of Scorpios pick up on. Nevertheless, it is one of the, you guys are one of the few signs that evolve in this lifetime. And so, you know, your readings can be oftentimes can involve a lot of transformation, a lot of healing, a lot of learning. They're always generally quite deep. But nevertheless, Scorpio, let's see what your animal spirits bring out for you this, we're into the second week, right? Second week of December. Month that promises to be a real month of changes and blessings coming in, fortune, but also a lot of upheaval with that Uranus aspect, right? So we have the beaver, beautiful, strong animal, water spirit, earthly creature, but it is a water element, and I'll talk about that. Peacock, air, oh, beautiful. Peacock, very rare animal spirit, and the tiger. See what I'm talking about? Scorpio, you never have, like, your animal spirits are always apex animals, right? They're never, you know, there's a lot of ways to interpret animal spirits. There's a lot of things to look at when you're interpreting animal spirits. You know, you look at them from their element. You look at, obviously, their nature and their behavior in the wild as being a metaphor, symbolic of their inner spirit, right? And you also look at where they're placed as far as predator, prey, in the chain. You know what I mean? So, are they at the top or are they at the bottom? Are they always, being chased as prey, or are they natural hunters, right? And so all of this really impacts the nature and energy of an animal spirit when you're getting into reading them. And I just say this because I know a lot of my collective are individuals who are personally getting into reading cards, and I just put a little bit of information here and there to get you guys all started. Perhaps help you along the way in terms of learning the craft of reading tarot and oracle cards. And so here we have Scorpio. You always have these creatures. You always have at least one very strong creature, animal like the tiger. And your animals generally are not sort of prey animals, like the beaver here. Let's check it out. Water spirit. Although this is a very earthly creature, it's a water spirit because the beaver is really, really a beautiful, strong, but emotionally, spiritually strong animal. They make their homes in the water, right? So here we go in terms of interpreting animal spirits. We have to look at how the animals behave in nature. And this is why studying all forms of science and nature and understanding and metaphysics and religion and theology, all of these things are what help you when you are interpreting the world or when you are reading the world. And beavers are one of these beautiful creatures. They create these dams and these rivers. In fact, they create dams and rivers. So you have to think about, they create their home in the water where the water is always rushing, right? Now, if you see the water as symbolic of our emotional state, right, and our emotions, the beaver is the one animal that chooses to build its home, and a sturdy home, in some of the roughest waters, right? It actually holds back the water oftentimes, right? So the beavers, this is why the beaver is a water elemental creature, although it is obviously an earthly animal. And the quality that it brings is this ability to work so hard. The beaver works tirelessly to provide security and stability for itself and its family, especially emotional stability. And this is where we see the symbolism of the beaver and how it lives in the wild and how it builds its home. And again, certainly building its home in the roughest waters, the waters that are always moving, we're talking about the beaver is the person who can create an environment for its family that no matter what's going on around them, no matter how rough life is or how difficult things may get or how emotional things may get, the beaver can provide this rock solid sort of stable environment, which is healthy. And he does this by working hard. And he does this by bringing his earthly abilities, right, and talents to task, right? So this is somebody who, an individual who may be taking care of a family, who works every day and has good values and morals, but the one thing this person does, they just work so very hard and they're so intentional and so present in making sure that even though perhaps they may not live in the best area or they may not have the best of things, the family is always having the best of emotional support and the best of emotional sort of life. It's like you come in the house and once the door is shut, it's like, this person can create an environment that feels like you're not poor or you're not struggling at all. Very strong animal. Now we have another very strong animal, Scorpio, the peacock, which is an air element. To do with the mind and communication. And so here we're talking about perception and the perception of beauty. The peacock is one of these extremely rare individuals. Anyone who's resonating with this is one of these extremely rare individuals who not only is absolutely breathtaking on the outside and beautiful and gorgeous, but their character is equally so. This is someone who has absolutely no ego, no sort of... they have pride, but they're not prideful. They have dignity, right? They have dignity, but they're not prideful, right? So in this way, the peacock sees beauty in everything around them. I want to say a Princess Diana type personality, right? For those of you who are old enough to remember Princess Diana. I show my age now. But Princess Diana was one of these characters, right, in life, one of these personalities. She was very, very pretty, very beautiful, but she was also extremely humble. She was really, really humble, and she really did things from a point of view of and she was a princess, but she was one of these princesses who was really the people's princess, because she really didn't mind being with the common people. And so but this is just an example. I'm saying the peacock people, peacock individuals, those resonating with this energy are around us all day. They're not necessarily famous or princesses, but they are absolutely unique people. They are really diamonds. And they allow, when you are around somebody who resonates with this, you instantly feel more beautiful. You instantly feel this energy, and it just makes you feel better. You know, this is the type of person that doesn't make other people jealous of them. This is the type of person that is so rare in the way that they carry themselves that everyone around them kind of partakes in that energy and feels themselves more beautiful, sees the world more beautiful, lets go a little bit of their ego. So this is a very, very, I'm going to say unique, very rare, very individual type of person. And if you're resonating with this, or you may be falling in love with somebody, this is certainly the type of person that a lot of people fall in love with. Tiger energy is fire energy, and tiger, again, we have another very, very strong animal. Here we have absolutely a prey animal, a predator, right? But the tiger is synonymous with conquering fear. Okay, tiger is one of these animals worldwide that is associated with fear. If we look at the page of Wands card for the Thoth deck, we see the image of the page. In that deck, she's a female, and she's dancing with the tiger, sort of as if, kind of limp, at her feet, his tail around her neck, in a way to sort of say that she's conquered him. You will find imagery of tigers in cards whenever there's an issue to do with fear or conquering fear. Here we have the animal absolutely resonating with no fear. And why is this? The tiger comes out at night. They hunt at night. The tiger is strong feminine energy, by the way, extremely powerful feminine. It is absolutely associated with that aspect. And the tiger is, when we hear of a tiger mom, right? We don't call them tiger dads, tiger moms, right? Are the most ferocious and fearsome in a lot of ways, most protective, and fearless, right? But the tiger hunts at night, and the tiger, one of the things that allows it to be so fearless, you can see the crescent moon in the third eye position, is because the tiger is absolutely in touch with this deep feminine side of its intuition. The tiger trusts its senses. The tiger trusts its gut. The tiger trusts its intuition. And so by having its third eye absolutely wide open, and by being able to, having no fear of the light of the moon, because the tiger knows it feels itself and can trust its gut and can hunt like that, the tiger has no fear. And so this is the secret in a lot of ways. Understanding that is one of the ways to sort of get at the secret of this energy. And this could be something you're resonating with right now. You may be getting more and more in touch with your intuitive side and your gut and listening to it. And it is allowing you to sort of become, to overcome your fear in certain situations, right? All right, let's get right into it, Scorpio. We're going to pull out 4 to 6 3-card spreads for you. I do, gosh, this is going to be an interesting week. Forgiving and learning, love yourself, and getting to know each other with these animals. I'm going to say some of you are definitely falling in love with someone who's resonating with peacock energy this week. Certainly. All right, let's get right into a couple shuffles. And this is the second week of a fairly abundant month, a fairly prosperous month. So again, don't forget to check out your other readings, which are also linked at the top of the description, Scorpio. Your 2020 outlook. I'm going to be doing the 2020 love outlook, I believe, for you soon also. All right. Ace of Cups, there it is. High Priestess, And the Tower, wow. So, some of you come into this week with a huge cup of love. There's someone that you found, someone that you're in love with. Some new avenue for love has sprung, right? And just caught you. And you're met with the High Priestess this week. And this is quite interesting because the High Priestess is all about trusting your intuition, believing your gut, going with your gut, right? Conquering your fear in a lot of ways, but the fear that stops you from listening to your intuition. So this is the type of fear that's associated with not listening to your heart or your inner voice. When we talk about intuition, we're talking about that inner voice that speaks to us. We're talking about that voice inside of us that is connected to our spirit, not our ego. There are two voices, and you really have to learn to distinguish between the two, and that takes a lot of sort of very intentional sort of introspection, right? And self-analyzation. You have to be able to analyze yourself to see which voice is which. But your intuitive voice, the voice that is truly associated with your conscience and your spirit and your heart, your gut, right? And that's the High Priestess, and this is coming into you this week. So there is a feeling there. I'm going to say for some of you that you're having to deal with that, right? I think there's a real strong feeling this week of spirituality. There's a real strong feeling that this love is bringing out an intuitive side of you. There's something really heavy going on with this connection. And of course, because you round your week off with a Tower moment, something occurs with this love connection or this individual that you are, and it's funny because it could very well be that your person you're falling in love with, Scorpio, is resonating with a High Priestess energy in a sense that they are very, very mysterious to you. They are extremely intriguing. You feel like absolutely there is a connection there, but you can't quite put your finger on what it is. I wouldn't even be surprised if your person is resonating with that and Peacock energy. Right? Because the High Priestess is also extremely self-confident, but she doesn't say very much. She doesn't give her answers away. She doesn't give the secrets away, you know. A lot of ways the Priestess is the beholder of the road that has to be taken, right, to learn the secrets that she knows, but she doesn't tell you anything about it. She doesn't tell you how to go there. You know, she tells you nothing. And the secrets just have to be learned. They have to be intuited. This is all about intuition. So how can she tell you anything, right? But her essence and her energy, if we understand what she what she uses, what she has at her hand for her wisdom is her experience, her ability to see through. See situations, although there's only a sliver of moonlight, so there's very little to be visible. She can feel the situation. She understands it. You know, there's a lot to the High Priestess that is involved with being very intentional, right? Being brave, right? Learning from your experiences, being present. A lot of these attributes add to the road that must be taken that allows you to learn her secrets and to learn to listen to your intuition, but her self-confidence is through the roof. And something happens this week that just blows your mind with this Tower moment, and everything changes. Everything changes. I don't know if this Tower moment, of course, is going to be something about yourself. Obviously, Scorpio, it's going to be something about this love connection and perhaps this individual that you're connected to that is really just going to make you see yourself and realize something about yourself that you never really knew or that you didn't face up to perhaps before or that wasn't so obvious. But it's going to be really, it's going to be kind of a shattering moment. It'll be good for you, Scorpio. Of course, it's going to be for your ultimate progress, but it's as if, you know, this love and this connection with this person is so deep that it's fundamentally changed something in you, and it's come through like a Tower moment. 3 of Pentacles, 2 of Wands, 7 of Swords. Some of you are going to work this week. And you want to be careful. You're just working away. Everything is happening very well at work in terms of, you know, people. You're working together, right? You're working in cooperation, collaboration. You're gaining more work, probably. You're getting more attention for what you do. And this week, you come into the week with this energy, and you're met with a Two of Wands. And the Two of Wands is Mars in Aries energy, in the sense that you're ready to move forward on a particular project. But some of you want to be very careful, because Seven of Swords is the card of treachery. And so some of you have someone out there who's working behind the scenes to interfere with your plans, or to ruin your plans in some way. Seven of Swords energy is generally someone who is close to you, because this person is usually someone who really covets the things that the people in their life have, right? They're the ones who are like, you know, they're your best friend, but secretly they're really envious of what you have, and they want what you have, and they're not above sort of trying to steal it or take it. It's a real sort of toxic energy. It's a real sort of stalkerish kind of energy. Somebody who, you know, may even believe that they love you, but are absolutely willing to hurt you in some way to get what you have, if you know what I mean. Or to have what you have, to be more like you in some kind of way. It's a very sort of, you know, and I'm not saying, I mean, that everyone, you know, that everybody's a stalker who resonates with this energy, but what I'm saying is the essence of it is that. And so these people look, you know, however, this is also the card for futility. So oftentimes people who do resonate with this toxic energy almost always fail at what they're attempting to do. Now, be clear. Let me be clear when I say this. They fail at it because what they're trying to do is make themselves feel better and be happy by taking from others. So they fail at that. But don't think for 1 second that they won't fail at fucking your situation up, right? These people absolutely will succeed at screwing your life up, or taking something from you, or causing you some kind of damage that you have to deal with financially, emotionally, right? They absolutely succeed at that. It is the card for futility, but it isn't the card for futility in that sense that their actions don't amount to anything. Their actions absolutely do amount to a lot of damage. But it's the futile attempt that they're making to sort of make themselves happy with their actions that eludes them. So you still have to be really careful when you're dealing with this kind of energy. And a lot of times when I call this the card of futility, or when futility comes up, I don't want you to feel like, oh, well, then I don't have to worry about it because, you know, they're losers. They're not going to succeed anyway. You still have to take care with this energy, because it can still cause you a lot of damage and harm and sort of fallout from their actions. And also, this is, like I said, it's going to be somebody who you probably know very well. This is usually not a stranger, but someone who's very close to you. The Empress, Knight of Pentacles, and the Queen of Swords. All right. This week, you're coming into the week with Empress energy, and she talks about very much just being into your own space, nurturing yourself, taking care of yourself, maintaining your mind, your body, and your soul. This is a way to remain fertile. This is a way to remain creative. You have to keep feeding yourself. You have to keep taking care of yourself. And the Empress is not beholden to anyone else but the Emperor. And so in a lot of ways, the Empress is really sort of a time in your life which is good, you know, for you. You're nurturing yourself. It's a time when you're feeling beautiful, right? And you can also be feeling extremely creative, of course. Also, the Empress talks about really sort of coming into a bit of luxury. She's in the garden, so this can also indicate abundance. Abundance of sort of love and sort of support and stability coming in, right? And this is how you're feeling this week. So you're really coming into the week with a pampering sort of feeling, a very creative feeling within yourself as well, and you're met with the Knight of Pentacles. And this is, I think, someone who's coming in, or an opportunity who's coming in to you that you've been waiting for quite some time. This could be an individual who comes into you and perhaps wants to talk business with you. They may be coming into you as far in your career or at your work. This is someone, though, who's bringing with them perhaps an opportunity also. And in either case, this is definitely an opportunity that has arrived in some form or another, either for you or with someone who's bringing it to you. And this week you have to just take a little bit of care with this Queen of Swords, because you want to take care that people are really being honest about themselves, right? Getting to know each other, loving yourself is very important, because Queen of Swords talks about, you know, being really honest with your identity, with who you are, you know, not covering up with sort of a phony personality or exterior, right? She's, you know, this is, the Queen brings emotions to the mental and the mind, the communication. Swords are associated with our ego and with our sense of self, and the Queens are all associated with water. So when we're bringing water to air, when we're bringing that a component of feeling and virtue, right? Honesty within your feelings, heart chakra wide open, which is associated with Queens, to the sense of self and communicating, then we are talking about laying ourselves bare to people, communicating in an honest way, communicating our true feelings and who we really are, and not covering up who we are. And this is what is the essence of the Queen of Swords. You can understand that when you understand that Queens are water and what swords represent. You can always understand that essence of the card. And so be very careful this week, Scorpio. Take a little extra care. The other thing is Queen of Swords, you know, she represents that energy, but she also requires it from those around you. So this is a situation that's calling for you to ask for that. Knight of Cups, this is going to be your last spread. Two of Swords and a Four of Swords. Okay, so some of you coming in this week, Scorpio, wanting to exchange your cup, wanting to hand your cup to someone, and you're met with someone who's not sure. You're met with someone who's not making the right decision that you thought. You're bringing your cup of love to them, but they're in the land of indecision. They don't know what to do. You know, they're thinking very much like, wow, you know, should I take it? I can't take it. And you round off the week with a Four of Swords, and you're thinking to yourself, you need to be very strategic. Some of you are indeed dealing with someone that is unsure of how to move forward with you, even though you want to move forward with them, Scorpio, perhaps. And it could also be the way you're coming at them, because the Knight of Cups, although the Knight of Cups can be very romantic, the Knight of Cups is also one of the flightiest, you know, one of the least committed knights in the deck, right? Because the Knight of Cups doesn't really know his feelings so well. When we compare him to the King of Cups, whose throne sits literally in the roaring waves of the water, you know, deep waters, we can see here that the water, you know, the Knight of Cups has just a little stream that he's just beginning to cross over. This is symbolic of him getting to know his feelings. So, you know, this is not like, this is still also, you know, this, I'm not saying this about you per se, Scorpio, but this is what I'm saying about the card. The Knight of Cups is very symbolic of someone who wants to express themselves. They're at a stage where they really want to express their feelings. They want to be romantic. They want to make that romantic gesture and take the next step. But they're also still at a stage internally where they're only just really getting to know their feelings. They don't even know what their feelings are so much. They're only just beginning to dip their toe into the stream. So, you know, when we see that water is always representative of our feelings, our emotions, our heart, you know, when there isn't that much there, then it's not that, you know, it's not the Knight, this particular Knight just doesn't know that much about himself just yet. And so this is why the Knight of Cups can oftentimes come off as really non-committal. Yeah, he can come off as so sincere. Today he loves me, tomorrow he's gone. And he means both of them just as much. And this is one of the reasons that this energy can sometimes really confound people, especially when I'm doing readings for people in love situations, and they're like just, they don't understand how someone can, you know, 1 minute act as though they love him so much, and the next minute act as though nothing matters. And they get really just caught up in this, right? In this idea that, you know, if somebody loved me once, then they must always love me. And life just isn't like that. And people just aren't like that. And people aren't that sure of their feelings all the time. They can mean that they love you when they're saying it. And they can absolutely mean that they don't know what they feel when they're saying that too. You know, this idea of holding people to accountability to their own feelings. Well, if you are absolutely sure of everything that you're feeling at every second, and you're able to tell that to somebody, then good for you. But this is a very difficult thing that everyone has to deal with. So understanding that humans are like that and that this is just a natural flaw we are all trying to get over, then, you know, it's not so much about judging people, but it's just about having the wisdom and understanding to know that that's what people are like, right? And it doesn't get you anywhere to judge them or to hold them accountable if they're not going to be accountable. People are people. And so Knight of Cups, it could be very well that this, all of this sort of energy is coming with your offer to this person, and it could be one of the reasons why they're unsure of which way to go, because they're not seeing anything that's weighing them either way. You're feeling like you have to really employ a lot of strategy and thought about this, because I think this objective means a lot to you. I'm not saying that it doesn't, Scorpio. I do think it means a lot to you, but I think you also have to do some soul searching within yourself to see, are you really sure you want to hand this cup to this person, and what does this cup entail? And are you in a place where you can hand this cup to someone, or is there something you still need to work on for yourself? And so all of this should definitely be part of this strategy that you're sort of thinking about, you know, because you definitely round off the week very meditative and self-reflective about, well, what should I do now? You know, because you definitely don't want to move on from this situation. You're not ready to move on from this. You're ready. You right now you are wanting, or certainly by the end of the week, you're going to be wanting to say, okay, truce, return to your corner and figure it out. You're just not going to let this go because it's just too important to you. All right, Scorpio, this is your reading. It ran a little bit longer, but that's okay. It's for today, December 8th to the 14th. If you enjoyed it, please like, subscribe, and share. Don't forget my giveaway, and you'll have to be subscribed. Leave me a comment. Let me know you're interested. And other than that, leave me comments anyway. I do love those comments. If you want to get a private reading, you can follow that link at the top of your screen. If you want to get a tarot answer, so just a 10-minute recording, you can get that as an answer to your question. Please frame your question. A lot of times I get these requests and people just, there's no question. They book the service and there's no question. And I cannot provide your reading for you until I actually have a question. Please provide some background information. Don't just book the service and say, look, can you tell me about my future? I am not a psychic. I'm not a clairvoyant, and I don't read crystal balls. I'm an intuitive reader, so you're going to get more, the more information you give me, and the more clear, you know, the clearer your question is, the better I can see further for you, the better I can go a little bit deeper for you. But this is not any kind of sort of, you know, so you have to work with me. So I'm just saying that because I'm getting a lot of requests, and a lot of requests are taking time to reply to because people are not giving me their questions. All right, guys. All right. For right now, have a wonderful, wonderful week, and I'll see you next week. Bye-bye now.